Greetings. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X dedicated their lives in large part to helping blacks gain freedom from oppression at the hands of the powers that be. You may be asking yourself, Brother Osiris, I'm familiar with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, but I've never heard of Dr. David M. Berry though. Who was he? And what was his purpose? Dr. David M. Berry was founder and master teacher of New Age Truth, established in Chicago, Illinois, and then St. Louis, Missouri. He was a mastermind, true humanitarian, and God man. In his own words, a humanitarian is simply, quote, one who gives consideration to another, end quote. What do I mean by God man? A God man is one who has proven self-mastery and soul control and has proven to have the working method to and for the new and improved way of living life today for all humankind. Once again, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X used their great minds and concern for humanity to help free blacks from oppression of the system here in the U.S. and abroad. Master Berry used his great mind and concern for humanity to help free everyone from their own self-oppression first and foremost, which also helps free them from the oppression of anyone and anything else. Brothers and sisters, this is critically important to understand. Now, you may be asking yourself, Brother Osiris, why haven't I ever heard of Dr. David M. Berry? Why didn't he have more mass appeal? It is my contention that the main reason Master Berry's wisdom knowledge did not reach the masses, particularly the black community, is because relief from systematic injustice was the primary focus of blacks during the 60s and 70s. As blacks gained more relief from systematic injustice, black pride increased. On the other hand, teaching about self-improvement did not impress the masses nearly as much as teaching about the injustices in America's system. What many of us missed is that it was just as important to learn about our own self-oppression as it was to learn about oppression from the system. This, brothers and sisters, is what I am impressed is the primary reason Dr. David M. Berry wasn't more well known. Nevertheless, brothers and sisters, it was time then, and it is certainly time now. Conditions then and conditions today make it crystal clear that self-mastery is what we need most, with all due respect to external challenges we face. Think about it for a moment, brothers and sisters. Think about everything we've marched, protested, shed blood, sweat, and tears for over the last 60 years or so. We have more millionaires and billionaires than ever before in the black community. We have more senators, mayors, judges, and other high-ranking officials than ever before in the black community. We have more CEOs, TV and movie moguls, journalists, TV personalities, athletes and entertainers worth tens and hundreds of millions of dollars than ever before. We know more about the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, the soil we walk on, the clothes we wear than ever before. We have more doctors, nurses, lawyers, college professors, college students than ever before. We know more about our ancient ancestral legacy than ever before. We have more voting power. We own more land and property than ever before. We have greater numbers than ever before. We have greater access to and knowledge of technology than ever before. We have more support from whites, Latinos, Asians, and other ethnic groups, domestic and foreign, than ever before. Yet, our condition is perilous today and continues to worsen. Brothers and sisters, I trust this makes it painfully clear why I am stressing the importance of the wisdom teachings of Dr. David M. Berry, particularly self-mastery. Once again, it was certainly important for blacks to gain some breathing room from the system we lived under, and it is important now. Yet, as I've elucidated, learning about our enemy within, which is the real enemy, is of supreme importance. This was the great purpose of my master teacher, Dr. David M. Berry. Brothers and sisters, when you don't know about you, it's easy to deceive and control you. I trust this resonates. So, if an individual or group of people have everything outwardly or objectively, if you will, they declare they need, but are still totally dissatisfied, this means there is some inner work to be done. Inner work to be done. And that work must be done by each individual individually. All we need is a teacher to teach us how to manifest those higher constructive principles and deny or control those lower destructive principles within us. Master Berry is that teacher. Once we each individually learn about and conquer our enemy within, we can start to unite. Once we establish unity under great mind force and the concern for the well-being of all humanity, we will transform this country and this planet. As I close, I want to broadcast thank you, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., for your sacrifice. Thank you, Brother Malcolm X, for your sacrifice. Thank you, my master teacher, Dr. David M. Berry, for your sacrifice. Thank each of you for allowing me to pilfer a few minutes of your time to honor these remarkable men. Love and harmony, Brother Osiris.